What's up, Guardians? Profane here. Thanks for checking out the video. Today we are checking out the newly revised Loaded Question, an arc fusion rifle available this week through the Fallen Saber Nightfall. The Loaded Question has been brought back with new competitive traits that make this arc fusion rifle pretty damn awesome, so you'll definitely want to farm out for a God Roll while it's available. This is a high impact framed fusion rifle, which means that it comes with more damage per bolt, but at the cost of slower charge time. At its base, this fusion rifle has outstanding impact, range, and accuracy. It's easy to use and packs a punch, competing with the likes of the Techian Force or even the Iterative Loop. But it's really hard to beat out on those nanotech tracers. So ultimately, I do find the Iterative Loop to be a more superior fusion rifle. But nevertheless, there's some things that the Loaded Question's got that the Iterative Loop doesn't. So let's talk about that. The Loaded Question benefits from being a Vanguard weapon, which gives us options of either stunning recovery, which grants health and recovery, and free ammo straight to the magazine whenever stunning champions. Or we can have Vanguard's Vindication, which provides a small chunk of health for every final blow with this weapon. When it comes to weapon traits, in its right column, the Loaded Question can drop with Frenzy, which provides 15% increased damage when in sustained combat. Eye of the Storm, which grants increased accuracy and handling as your health gets lower. Pugilist, which restores melee energy after final blows. Harmony, which provides a 20% increase in damage after final blows with other weapons. But the two weapon traits that I find most appealing with this fusion rifle are Controlled Burst and Reservoir Burst. Controlled Burst provides a 20% increase in damage along with a 10% reduction in charge time for a total of just 2 seconds after striking an enemy with all of the bolts of your shot, essentially providing your next shot with the bonus, something that is capable of being continuously triggered throughout the entirety of your clip. Since there's the added benefit of reduced charge time, this can give you the ability to really dish out a lot of damage in a short amount of time when this is paired up with certain left column traits. Ultimately, I like Controlled Burst the best out of this column, but there is Reservoir Burst, which grants a 25% increase in damage applied to the first shot fired from a full magazine. This will cause an explosion on final blows that emits damage to nearby enemies, much like Dragonfly, which means if this weapon were to be overflowed, each of those extra shots are going to act as reservoir bursts. When it comes to the left column, we do have several traits that can synergize very well with either Controlled Burst or Reservoir Burst. Auto reloading is always a nice trait to have when in PvE content, but when we have options like Envious Assassin and Overflow, which both have the ability of restoring ammo and overflowing this weapon's magazine so that we can benefit off of our damage bonuses to a greater extent, auto reloading just doesn't cut it anymore. Demolitionist is an option for left column, which can synergize very well with a lot of grenade focused builds. And there's also Firmly Planted, which will find itself as a very strong choice for a PvP version of Loaded Question, which is going to greatly improve the accuracy, handling, and stability when crouched. Like I mentioned before, I still feel that the Iterative Loop is a more superior fusion rifle, solely due to the nanotech rockets. But what Iterative Loop lacks is the inclusion of perks like Controlled Burst or Reservoir Burst, and it also lacks the healing components of the Loaded Question's origin traits, which means that the Loaded Question should most certainly be a weapon that you're farming for this week in Destiny 2 Lightfall. This was a great fusion rifle when it was first released, and it continues to shine in today's sandbox, especially when it has a charge time masterwork and adept big ones mods added on. With Iron Banner available this week, you'll have a perfect opportunity to abuse some of your fellow Guardians with this amazing weapon. and all you've got to do is hit up the Fallen Saber Nightfall, to which I wish you all the best and luck throughout your week in Destiny 2 Lightfall. Let me know what you'll be getting into this week, if you'll be farming for the loaded question, or if you'll be farming for something else, and what your thoughts of this week's new cutscene are. Thank you as always for checking out today's video. If you enjoyed and found it helpful, then be sure to hit that like button below, along with the subscribe button if you're new. Both are greatly appreciated, and both really do help support the channel. And until next time, Guardians, this has been Profane, wishing you all some happy hunting.